Hi, I'm Stephen with AlbertaUrbanGarden.ca. Welcome to my garden. On today's episode, we're going to talk about our winter crops. In Zone 3, we have an extremely short season in comparison to the rest of the world, so as you know, in my goals video, I said I wanted to extend my season. And this is the way I'm going to extend my season. Now, most of my garden is going to end up doing what it does every winter and, go to sleep. But this area, what I hope to do in this area is to grow some leafy greens so that I can harvest them well into when the snow flies. So what you'll notice here is the location. This is an easy to access area. The garden gate is literally right here. It's easy to access, which means when there is snow on the ground, it's going to be a little less of a pain to get to. Second thing is the sun allocation. Now the sun allocation, because the sun actually drops in the sky quite a bit in the winter, what's going to happen is how the sun interacts with your garden will change. What you want to do is you want to find a location that still gets about 6 hours of sunlight, even in the winter, so that you can make sure that you're still growing your crops. Now, this area will be shaded from the house for a time during the day in the winter, but it should get us the required sunlight. As the sun kind of makes an arc like this, it'll shade from the house, and then throughout the afternoon we'll get the best part of the sun. This garden bed is also sloping towards the south. That way, what that does is, in relation to the sun that's on it's lower in the sky, what happens is then if you tilt the soil, that effectively raises the sun, meaning more direct sunlight right onto the soil, which means it retains more heat. It helps with the growth of the plants. So we've sloped this bed so that it slopes south. Protection. We're going to use our cold frames. In addition to our cold frames, we're going to add a second layer of protection, which is what this PVC pipe is. Here, we're going to put 4 mil greenhouse poly on it, and that should create kind of a greenhouse within a greenhouse, effectively moving us from Zone 3 to Zone 5, which is of massive benefit to our growing season here. Now, I won't put the poly on until it's quite cold, and for the period of time when it's above freezing in the morning or in the daytime, but below freezing at night, it will require a little bit of work to make sure that I'm not either cooking or freezing my plants. But that's okay. That's kind of the point. We're going to try this out. And then it's the variety of plants. So before I get going, the variety of plants I selected came from this book. This is Four Seasons Harvest. What a fantastic book! I could not enjoy this more for this particular task. The plants we chose include a smaller variety, but they're all leafy greens, which are a lot more hardy. So we have mash, we have miner's lettuce, we have a winter blend of greens, and then we have sorrel. Sorrel is a perennial, and this bed should end up becoming a perennial bed as well. So when you're thinking of planting, it's a little late now for most areas, but what you want to do is you want to check your first frost date. In this book, there's a table that says between 6 to 8 weeks before you want to plant, which is what we've done. What we did is we scraped the mulch back. This is essentially the mulch pile. Then we've broadcast seeded these seeds in here, patted it down, and watered it in with compost tea. Now, we're just setting things up. It should, they're just starting to germinate now. They should get nice and established before the snow flies. And then we'll try to grow some leafy greens all winter and see how late into the year we can harvest and how early we can harvest into the spring. I'm very excited to try this, and I can't wait to see how we do. Anyways, without further ado, I appreciate you spending time with me today. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a fantastic day.